Good evening and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT, bringing you the final round of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship. And to see us out for the series, we're finishing up at Spa. Session ahead at Spa, we've got 10 minutes practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, a 40-minute race. Weather conditions are partly cloudy, time of day is sunrise, and the cars are capped to 47% fuel, meaning they will be forced to take a pit stop to finish out the race. Our series standings coming into the final round with Blake Warboys securing enough points to be crowned the series champion. So a clean round tonight guaranteed just to further extend that series win. So big congratulations to Blake Warboys. And then it's fighting out for the rest of the podium for the series standings, and that's Mick Clifton running in P2 at the moment and Tim Mulford in P3. And they're still within range for Harry Dodds to make some movement there as well. Our results from last week, another consecutive clean sweep made by our series champion Blake Warboys, taking the pole position, the race win, and securing the bonus points for the fastest lap of the race, round 9 at Algarve. And the prize available for the series champion, so this one will be a fantastic prize for Blake Warboys to be able to make his own, which, courtesy of our partners at Next Level Racing, is the Next Level Racing HF8 Haptic Gaming Pad. A fantastic prize up for grabs. We do have a couple of lucky draw prizes of a Next Level Racing mat and also a keyboard and mouse stand as well. So that's up for grabs for any of the drivers that have turned laps during our series. Jumping over, take a look at the track. It's not giving us a track map, but track length 6.93 kilometers. That's going to be a very tough one to be able to get those qualifying times in, as they'll easily be throwing away a lap for any of the off-tracks, contacts, or other little mishaps. That's a long way to bring the car back. We're only 10 minutes on the clock. Does not make it easy to be able to bring that back around and have another crack. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. Use those sound effects controls down underneath as well. They'll be recorded over the stream. It'll take a little while for the session to get kicked off, so we're likely to be seeing any times just set. It's probably mostly out laps being completed. And it will be a little bit of a sad experience tonight. It's the final series of the current gen supercars. Next time we run supercars, the current gen, it'll be in the Gen 3 cars. Clifton goes a little bit loose. And with that send-off as well, we are making it a little bit of a retro round, so they can send off the cars. And it's especially sad as it will be the end of the Commodore. The Mustang, at least in the Gen 3s, but that Gen 2 Mustang we won't see again, except in a Super 2 series. So we'll see what sort of liveries the drivers that come up. The send-off to the Commodore and the Gen 2 cars. Great Kmart livery for Jamie Tung. First time car times coming through, 2 minutes 22.5 for Andrew Rushworth. Almost half a second difference across to Jeff Arnold. Fantastic looking car there as well. All the Holden. And Bronco 5. Actually my favourite car of Brock's. I've got a poster of that exactly behind me of that car. There's a retro liveries there for Rushworth and Bunn. We'll be keeping an eye on Simo for a crash show at the end of the qualifying. We did miss the end of the big spill last week. We weren't able to be able to replay back and find it. More boys come through who are 219.6. Jacob Trainer in 1.6 away. Spa has had a rescan done as well. Track does have a whole lot more better feel. Well, it's rather an outdated track. That's practice complete. 10 minutes to get those qualifying times done. And they're looking to make some movement on those series standings for the final round. Qualifying is very important as there's championship points on the line. If your drivers loading in, just over 20 drivers I think at the moment. Maybe 20, 25. Old FG style Ford as well. It's a red HRT looking style paint as well. I think it's custom and done. So still got his team stuff on there. Get a grips on it. Good job done there by Nicholas Martin. Doing some great paints out there. Brad Hayes getting up these lovely liveries for Team Apex eSports League. The Valvoline looking car looks fantastic. I'll jump on board for a lap around. Not sure who's going to be on there. The first driver out, so it's about 3/4 of the way through. Robbie Bradbury. Mulford's about 1/3 of the way to go. Oh, Tim Mulford. The first time lap around. Just currently taking it easy on the car, not to overheat the tyres on this out lap. Nice run out of the final corner to commence the hot lap. Takes a lot of inside curb, rather big dip. The car slammed down. Running lots of curb. Now that fly through ridge was a little unsettled. These cars are not easy to get stable along that section. And a second just to turn that car a little bit more for some. Kept in the third. so it doesn't spool up too much and get that power down a little bit earlier. With the rescan and the curves being raised, makes a big difference. You can really plant the car on some of the exits. There used to be lots of corners you could really cut along the very flat curves. Oh, lost the rear a little bit. Followed by some understeer at the apex, but brought it back in. 2 green sectors. Nicely done. Sunrise just behind the hill, so it shouldn't be posing any issues for the drivers. And time won't progress, so it's not going to make anything issues during the course of the race. Watching that understeer and the car wanting to spin around. It's a pink sector for sector 4. No time for Tim Mulford, gets P2 of 2:21.1. All boys comes through with 2:19.3 for first timed lap. Some pretty tight pace being shown between P2 and P4. Schroeder, Mulford, and Rushworth joins in, and Tongue. Only 2 tenths difference between the two of them. Sorry, the 4 of them. Only seeing 10 drivers getting a time on the board so far. Most have been out for the similar amount of laps. So it's that risk of the bigger track taking an off track anywhere along the track, even if it doesn't make you slow down. It's going to invalidate that qualifying time. Should be first time lap for Visma. Time on the board. There's not going to be too many opportunities for readjusting those times. See if they come out with a bad one and looking to try and improve that second one and have that same issue that a lot of the drivers are probably getting with an off track along the lines. You're going to see some really big mix up in the qualifying standings. Hey Ricardo, thanks for jumping on the stream. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting round. Definitely need those tea and bickies. Rabbit just jumps up the rungs. It's first time to lap in 2:21.2. elements of movement in those times. Rushworth sneaks into P2. Clifton's in P3 and in the pits. Rushworth brought the car back in after setting that lap, so that'll be qualifying done and dusted with only 40 seconds left on the clock. Oh, boys still out there trying to improve and potentially defend that time. We see a blitzer come straight through. There's a lot to shave off to try and do it. Alford's 1.8 away from that provisional pole. Anthony Visma just pipped a few spots. We saw him just briefly come up in the sectors below. A couple of greens and a pink. Not enough for pole stealing. 6 tenths away from P2. That's looking pretty exciting. Martin getting to finish up final lap here if it's a timed lap. Currently P10. Sitting with a 2:21.7. Time, no improvement. 22.2. Autumn just tidies up a time as well. We look for Simmons. If this qualifying crash gets the car airborne at Eau Rouge. Sure. He's fit to smash the car up. We will have a bit of extra time to finish out last laps here. Not many jump spots available in Spa. Oh, I think it was Nick Martin going for a destructive behind. Just killed the car. Nice little drift there from Simo. Did mention I wasn't able to practice see where any good spots were. Best one was probably last week's one. The car got reasonably airborne in it, so he set a challenge to try and improve on that one. Sam Tucker finishing up the lap a little bit loose. Will there be some improvement? Session not letting us finish up to be able to get a crash from Simo, so we'll take a look at those qualifying results now. And the last time for qualifying in the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship 2024 at Circuit de Spa. Franca Champs Grand Prix pits. Blake Warboys takes pole position. Very quick 2:19.379. Then 6 tenths away is P2. With Anthony Visma. Then the rest of the grid then is Andrew Rushworth, Tim Mulford, Mick Clifton, Michael Schroeder, Zach Woodham, Robbie Bradbury, Jamie Tung, Jacob Trainer, Nicholas Martin, Blake Fitz, Joel Farley, Jeff Arnold, Sam Tucker, Matthew Fu, Jason Schooler, Jimmy Peacock in P18. The 19 through 25, John Wade, Brad Hayes, Stephanie Piccoli, Greg Lenarchik, David Simmons, Cooper Cotterill, and Ryan Bunt. No times being set the last two. Four cars to grid, and then we'll get ready to see the lights go green for the last time for the series. Last time for a series with these Gen cars as the current Gen. Sad and yet very exciting at the same time in anticipation for Gen 3. Two drivers left to grid. And lights go green. Mulford gets a pretty good start with Blake Warboys, pulls away to be able to maintain that track position. Vizema looks to try and sandwich in. Well, there's some bangs going on around the back. Not sure if there's a spin around or just some touches. Maybe that inside curb. I think some contact. No incident. And big movement from Warboys already. Pushing out 6/10 on the race lead. We're not even through sector 1. Oh, then we've got Zach Woodham starting to peek around to the inside down there. He's having a peek around both Schroeder and Clifton for a dive potential. A lot of inside curb, unsettled Mulford. That's going to open opportunities. Andrew Rushford, oh, spun off car. That's Jeff Arnold. Manages to bring the car to a halt. Cooper Cotterill. Not in the car, missed the start. A late rego potentially. Will be a pit start. As Nicholas Martin's showing some damage and dropped back a fair bit. Woodham and Tongue closing him very quick. Oh, pressure forces Tongue out wide. Shouldn't be a slowdown request, it'll just be an off track. I think 2 incident points for getting 2 wheels off. Oh, a little slippery, don't think there was contact. Opens off-passing opportunity for Woodham. Tongue able to just close in enough before Fitz closed in. Was that a tow? I think Jacob Trainer is just out of the car. Sure. The trainer's gone. So slipstream's trying to be broken here. Oh, a touch. That was side by side. That was with Fitz. Will the car be okay for Fitz? Some front end damage. Seems to be steering reasonably okay. Gets a nice line to pull away from Lenarchik. Like the top speed that we've had so far in the course of the race, 275. That's by Brad Hayes. So pick up here just coming through, 286 on the board now. That's being taken by both Rushworth and Warboys. There's some pressure for Rushworth behind. Schroeder chasing pretty hard. Goes to make a move or just be pestering mirrors. Fitz has had to come in and repair the car. Unfortunately, definitely outside a pit window. Schroeder starting to fall back from Rushworth. Previous lap, Schroeder was a little bit quicker. It's quite the run off there for Clifton. He was carrying a whole lot of speed. Bradbury and Woodham closing in fast on Clifton, and then the pack of three then quickly closing into the cars up front. So we've got Schroeder, Rushworth and Malford bunching up to contest P3. Sam Tucker currently up 6 spots. Brad Hayes up 8 spots. Some big movement. There's had a few that have dropped back. Not sure if that's a disconnect for Trainer. Fitz, Trainer and Cotterill all out. Nicholas Martin having dropped 11 spots. Ooh, blink outs going on for Ryan Bunt. Also up 10 places. That's huge blink. That's a long gone. Hasn't even returned yet. That's a full disconnect potentially. Yeah, we've lost him. Yeah, Ryan Bunt. Oh, he's back and then out again. That's some serious interruptions. Shows him as out and back in. Tongue, Farley and Tucker closing in to fight it out for P9. They can easily focus on each other here. There's 5 seconds to the car ahead. There's even good gap to the cars behind. Brad Hayes over 7 seconds away. And Pacific eSports Racing, Pelican Power. Cheering on the PR boys. Warboys not able to drive away here. Visma has been holding on. Even the previous lap, Anthony Visma's did a 21.23. Time for Warboys, 21.79. You have to remember, Warboys does have the points to be able to claim the win. There's potential for 260 points up for grabs for a round. There's enough points to be able to secure that without even turning up to tonight's round for Warboys. So all it needs is a clean one. Ryan Bunt didn't disconnect, managed to hold in. Would have been a little bit scary for the drivers around if they were battling at that point. Coley and Simmons rivalry. So, a bit of a gap at the moment, but Coley is closing in on Lenarchik. Almost 1.5 seconds quicker over the previous lap for Piccoli. Closing in on the tail pretty quickly. The inside curb. Change the line for Lenarchik. Nick Martin looking to try and make an opening as well. A little bit slippery in the rear for Lenarchik. Lots of a crash. Sam Tucker. Car looks alright. May have just been an off track. Martin now going for an inside move. Outside, should I say. Was lining up for the inside. Flash of the lights from Piccoli. And Lenarchik runs out wide. The sausage curb unsettled things. It's going to be an open door for Piccoli. Martin moves up to P17. Piccoli P18. Schroeder managed to get around Rushworth. Had been chasing down the tail of Rushworth for a while. Quickly moved up and right on the tail of Tim Mulford. Couple of battles forming still as well. Brad Hayes and Jason Schooler for P13. Schroeder just made the move on Mulford. Very interesting pass as well. Cross back and check that out in a moment. Mulford trying to fight it back. Good defending from Schroeder. Has kept that car planted. A little loose for Mulford. Diving to go for a turn one pass. So I think it was just to try and take the eyes off the road for Schroeder. Mulford sitting real hot tight to be able to tuck right into that draft for Rouge. Breaks that slipstream, uses the move. Gap pulls away. Jamie Tung and Sam Tucker. Fighting for the spot within top 10. Very nice drive out. The Tung gets it through the cornering. Sticks the nose in. Wasn't enough. Oh, nearly side by side. Great little battle between the two here. Oh, darts across to the left. Tung's got it done. Not much chance for a switchback here. It was nicely executed at those two corners. There's really only one line for it. And chooses to defend marginally the inside. Starts to drive away. A decent gap coming onto the straight. Mulford and Visma. Oh no, sorry, wrong orange car. Visma about 8 seconds ahead of the two. Look at the two switching back. Woodham and Bradbury nice and close. Rushworth closed in a little bit with the swapping and changing between Schroeder and Mulford. We are within pit window here. It's going to be about staying out there with fresh tyres as long as they can. That back end lay down some good times. But we've seen some pretty good covers for ground for some undercuts. Here we go, some pits now. Mulford, Bradbury and Woodham peel off. Clifton follows suit. Massive undercut for a P2 finish last week. Blake War boys pulling a gap away now. 5.5 seconds. It is rather a long journey down pit lane, so we're going to see a fair bit of mix-up in positions. So Mulford back out P12, followed by Bradbury and Woodham. And Clifton. The longest time out of those 5 drivers that have been into the pits. Martin also getting the pits done. Was that on the same lap? No, sorry, he had to pit earlier. So those 4 drivers are pitting on lap 8, 47.3, being the longest total time down pit lane. And the quickest stop we had was Clifton, 45.43. So gone for the very quick stop again. And we see some big gains here, especially with that quicker stop. Make up a couple of seconds. Race leaders come in now. Being lap 10. Visma, Schroeder and Rushworth all coming in. Reasonably bunched. So a couple of seconds short of Phil here if they can get away with it. Definitely see them released and gain a spot. More coming in. Tung, Farley, Tucker, Fu. Arnold's now in. Rushworth released. In and out, maintaining a race lead. Blake Warboys. 48.92 the time for the journey down pit lane. Is Marilyn just marginally slower off Warboys' time. Time in the box. A little bit longer for Warboys. A couple of seconds extra on it. Did have that extra time to be able to do, so they could take a little bit more fuel just to be able to guarantee the car will be fine. Pacific eSports, nice game by Bradbury. Schooler not yet coming into the pits. Majority of cars having got that forced stop out of the way now. There's some that did have to pit much earlier in the race, so they need to come in again. Schooler, Hayes and Peacock currently out there not having served that forced stop. Schooler in now, as is Hayes. Almost 7.5 second race lead for Warboys. Visma's able to hold on for a good portion, maintaining that 2.5 seconds for a good while, but once that gap was broken, he's managed to pull away, especially when you're not getting any draft behind. And Bradbury. Rushworth. These guys through may have been fighting by a slowdown as it was pulled across to the side, offline. reduced pace. I thought they must only been on the blue flags, but must have been a slowdown. Rushworth able to tuck back in and get back into this fight. Fastest lap of the race gone to Blake Warboys of a 2:19.58. To on track, make another clean sweep of the round. It's kept that a pretty consistent run through the series. That time just beaten by Warboys. 2:19.44. On lap 11. So it's out there. Some more fuel back in and fresh tyres. Yeah. Field at the moment, David Simmons, P22. We do have Cooper Cotterill, Jacob Trainer and Blake Fitz, 23 through 25. They are retired out at the moment. Cotterill not making the start. 9 and 10 laps down for Fitz and Trainer. P21, John Wade. Greg Lenarchik, P20. Ryan Bunt, P19. Blue flags. Letting Visma through. Nicely done without having to lose pace. Coley, P18. The driver's got a good little safety net around them just to really focus on those laps. Especially the 4 stops out of the way. It's a benefit once the fielders are being cleansed on these bigger tracks. You can really find a nice little groove to sit in. It just comes down to just consistency. Jimmy Peacock was P17. Sam Tucker, P16. Smart P15, Brad Hayes P14. This battle starting to take place now between Rushworth, Woodham and Bradbury. Less than a 10th gap now. Almost looked like opportunity to go too wide coming onto the straight out of Eau Rouge. Oh, lock up from Woodham. Rushworth got the pass done. Bradbury defends an inside line, but it's opened opportunity for Rushworth to get out. The outside pass almost cleared the inside line for Woodham. Clifton quickly closing into these 3 as well. crash for Jeff Arnold. Just had to bring the car back to the pits. So that's a lanky toe. A little bit slippery in the rear again for Woodham. Struggling to hold the car up. There's that lock coming down to look for that inside line on Rushworth. It's probably scrubbed out the tyres a bit. A few little errors. That's brought big pace for Clifton to try and get around. It's lucky this sector here. Not too many opportunities to easily quickly go for. And Clifton, oh, nearly sneaks a nose in for it. Wasn't quite enough to have the track position. Yeah, there's a slip there from Woodham. Clifton's going to go here. We'll have racing line. If Woodham's late on the brakes here, may be able to get the spot back. Nice crossover from Clifton to get that inside run out. Shave off a little bit more speed. Began that drive much earlier. Clifton moves back into P7. Rushworth now targets sight on Bradbury. Very nice draft to be able to take back racing line. Chained for the left-hander, take the position. And tried to make the car a bit wider. I'm looking for opportunities here again. It's not going to be enough to get it. Great little battles here. Very aware of each other on track. But I'm still pestering those mirrors. Make our way through the field. Brad Hayes, P13. Some good movement at the moment. 7 spots. Yufu, P12. Jason School, P11. Joel Farley, top 10. P9 for Jamie Chung. Over to our battling packs. Zach Woodham, P8. Mick Clifton, P7. Up to Robbie Bradbury, P6. And Rushworth. Andrew Rushworth up ahead, P5. Tim Alford did drop back a little bit. There was, I'd say he was off crack just a few corners before. Back on 2.5 seconds later. Gave a spot to Schroeder. Alford now P4. Schroeder P3. Also flying ahead, 13-second gap ahead of P3. In P2 is Anthony Visma. The race leader, the series champion Blake Warboys. We've got 11.5 seconds lead currently. tracking crash for Tonga. I think it may have just been an off-track. Farley able to pass Tongue for P9. Gonna get back around Farley. Tongue, not enough distance about to bring it in. Finally able to hold off at this point. Tongue very much on the attack here. Seeming to be relatively calm about it. Pressure not seeming to be causing any issues. Into the pits. Already made Jenny, no, an overshot. Bradbury and Rushworth closing in to contest again. Lifton quickly closing the gap. Bradbury tucking. Rushworth sticks for the middle lane. It's all Bradbury on the attack. It looked like Bradbury was going to hold the inside, not follow the slip back across to the racing line. These two door to door again. Oh, there's a touch. Settles the two on the straight. He moves it across to the race line. Two both overshoot. Not carrying a whole lot of speed. I think they were both very late on the brakes. Back into the pits. White flag as well. That's going to be checkered flag out for Blake Warboys. Just cementing that series win even more so. They'll take a clean sweep tonight. Still the best lap at 2 minutes 19.44. Took pole position and race win. Most of the race wins been done with a clean sweep of the round as well. Congratulations. Also on the podium, P2, Anthony Visma. Solid drive at Spa. That'll be two for the team on the podium, with Schroeder taking P3. Tim Mulford, P4, Rushworth, P5. Oh, smash there, Zach Woodham. If that was after the checkered flag or not. Bradbury P6, Clifton P7. Having some fun with the car. Farley and Tongue all the way to the control line. Close finish. Farley brings it home P9. Jamie Tongue still top 10, finishing out in P10. Schooler, Fu, Brad Hayes and Nick Martin. Hayes finishes 13th, Martin 14th. Car home. Into the pits, might as well save an extra lap. Checkered flag for Tucker. Jimmy Peacock reaching P16. Holy closing in on P17. It's not going to be enough unless there's an error here from Peacock. Steady through the corners here. Overlapping at the two, probably would have been closed in a bit more. 16th for Peacock, 17th for Piccoli. The rest of the drivers all finished up. John Wade currently in the pits. Might have checkered flag. We'll take a look at those final results now. There we are. Final results. Final round of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship at Spa. Our winner is series champion Blake Warboys, is further extending that win for the series. So big congratulations to Blake Warboys, and for also getting that fantastic prize for our partners at Next Level Racing. So Next Level Racing HF8 haptic gaming pad will be heading its way to Blake Warboys' place. So very well done. Also, big congratulations to the rest of the podium, with Anthony Visma taking P2 in the final and Michael Schroeder in P3. And the rest of our standings is then Tim Mulford, Andrew Rushworth, Robbie Bradbury, Mick Clifton, Zach Woodham, Joel Farley, Jamie Tongue, Jason Schooler, Matthew Fu, Brad Hayes, Nicholas Martin, Jimmy Peacock, Stephanie Piccoli, Sam Tucker, and Jeff Arnold in P18. In 19 through to 25, we have Ryan Bunt, Greg Lenarchik, David Simmons, John Wade, Blake Fitz, Jacob Trainer, and Cooper Cotterill. Got our lead finishers here. We've got Anthony and Michael coming for a chat, so we'll bring them in. Congratulations, guys. Nice to have the team on the two spots there.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Michael. He drove a good race, and it's probably his first podium for a while. So yeah, I'm really stoked.
Oh, well done, mate.
Oh, thank you.
It was a good drive, and it wasn't that easy for a while. Evie had a pretty good pack that you were fighting amongst Andrew and Robbie and Mick, and Zach was in it. And
yeah, no, I was having a bit of fun there. It was awesome. So that was good racing.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting with the rescan of the track. How was it handling for the supercars for you?
Well, we never done a lot of laps of practice, and we knew Blake would just drive off into the sunset as usual. So we just try to manage our own races and just keep it clean and get home for the end.
Yeah, managed to pay off to get two of yous on the rungs there. So good way to finish out the series and get some extra points for the final standings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, someone needs to have a talk to Tim and let Michael beat him, so he shouldn't be happy with that. We'll have to do something about it.
That's it. I'm still waiting for Tim's check in the mail. I would have let him back past otherwise.
No chance of that, mate. And Mick needed to finish P15 or lower, and he did well.
And congrats, Blake. Another clean sweep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Round out the
That's good.
series, and you already had the championship cemented in coming into the round as well.
Yeah. No, it was good. Setup was nice. Had the setup already from doing the Pro Series, so yeah, felt good. Good to win the championship. Yeah, good stuff.
And you get yourself a pretty good prize from Next Level Racing as well for the HF8 gaming pad.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Looking forward to giving that a whirl and seeing what it does. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not too bad having all that haptic feedback for giving a little bit more detail as to what the car's doing. I'm always usually a couple of seconds slower, and when I realise I haven't turned my stuff on, so not that it makes me overly quick anything like you guys, but still definitely something. So if it can help you out, it'd be fantastic to see a second or two shave off as well.
Yeah, or trying to catch up to the top level guys in the Pro Series, and I'll try anything. So
That's it. Fingers crossed for it, and we'll be keeping an eye out, see how you go for it all.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Not sure on plans for next year yet because we got expecting our first baby. So yeah,
Congratulations.
just see what happens. Yeah, thank you.
It's normally about a second loss between every baby, Blake. So
Okay.
Yes, Blake, I've got a bit quicker since I had mine.
I keep getting all the horror stories and everything,
You just get less
So-
time to practice.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, what's practice? What's sleep?
Yeah, you don't need any of that stuff.
That's alright, just more time to do sim racing then if you're already up, so.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. It'll be an
Good
interesting.
until they start
year.
walking and talking.
That's it.
Yeah. Then she'll want my simulator. So.
Yep, and that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah,
what you
then
hope
she'll.
for, mate.
Yeah, well, then she'll want a go kart and everything as well. So
Oh, yeah.
That's what you hope for.
yeah, should be good. It'll be a good.
Yep.
Good next chapter.
It's
Exactly.
definitely exciting times, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and congrats on your drive too, Tim. So it would have made things pretty tight for the championship standings.
Oh, I knew sort of I had a quick look beforehand, and I knew Mick had to finish like 15th or worst. And once qualified, I thought, nah, that's all good. I was just happy to have a good old race with Michael and have a hang around. It was good. It was good fun, and congrats to Break. It was definitely well deserved. Next year he's going to be in for it though, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, target set on your back there to be chased down, I think, Blake.
Yeah. Well, after the first few rounds, everyone started to really close the gap, so it was really cool to see the field really starting to compress, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it was really tight gap between you and Anthony for a good point of that as well. You had
Anthony,
about
Yeah,
2.5
decent
second
internet.
gap for nearly half the race.
Yeah, Anthony's always got good pace, so he's always the one to watch out for.
Yeah, just no, not on that level, Blake. So I wish I was, but Tim and I will work a bit harder on the off season, and you should probably just take it easy, just relax a bit, and we'll see you next season.
Maybe you
I
should
don't-
tell Mick to relax a bit.
Oh, Mick, look, he relaxes. When he relaxes, he's only on the sim for 8 hours a day. He's a professional iRacer.
He's carving it through.
Yeah, he's going all right. But yeah, while I got the chance, I'll congratulate Blake on the championship. He was head and shoulders above the rest of us this season, so good on him. And I hope to see him go well in the Pro Series. And congratulations to Tim as well, doing a good job.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers,
we'll
mate.
give across the shout outs for you. So over to you first, Blake.
So yeah, thanks to WKMP Sim Sports for everything they do. For me, Wodonga Carts and Parts, LGC Images, Pool Guys Adelaide, Super Cheap Auto and the Super Cheap Group, Chubby Buns Burgers. Jim is leaving the team, but he's been great to have in the team for the last couple of seasons, so massive shout out to him and thanks for all his support and sponsorship over the last couple of seasons. Barella Cabinets, LG, already said. Ampere, Send It, Don't Bend It, and Warboys Motorsports.
Awesome. Thanks, Blake. Congratulations, and hopefully catch you again in another series.
Yeah, thanks. And also shout out to all the league admin and all the league sponsors and Next Level Racing for putting on the series. It's been good. Great fun.
Thanks very much, Blake. And over to you, Anthony.
I'll let Michael thank all our sponsors, but I'd just like to thank everyone that made this series what it was, all the guys that turn up every week, yourself, broadcast, everything's first class. It's a great series. I really enjoy it. So thanks for all your effort.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Over to you then, Michael.
Yeah, I guess probably one person. I know we've thanked the series, but thanks JT for putting it on.
worries.
Also, Abby Timber, Primal Wheels, Box and Locket and the Ring, and Modern Deck. They're our main sponsors, and big thanks to them for supporting us and helping us. And thanks to all the teammates that I'm in the team with. Great guys, and yeah, I look forward to more racing.
Excellent. Thanks very much, guys, and congratulations on your race tonight, your results, and how you finished in the series. It's been a pleasure to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No,
Awesome.
cheers,
guys.
JT. Thanks for another awesome series again, man. Look forward to when you get the Gen 3 cars running. We'll all be back
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely. It's going to be exciting
Yeah,
times for that
sure.
one.
Yeah, that'll be a steep learning curve, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely will be. Especially with throwing rain in amongst it all as well, something we've not had to deal with on this, so be good
Yeah,
having us all
that'll be
on
interesting.
a flat plane
Bring
for
on
the
the
start
fun.
of it. Yeah, it's going to be great.
No, cheers, JT. Cheers, everyone. I said congrats again to Blake and also to Mick for P2 in the championship. Well done, guys. Great series.
Yeah, well done all. We'll catch you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See you, boys.
Bye.
Yeah.
We had our podium finishers and Tim Mulford there as well. So Blake Warboys finishing out the series champion and finishing up the series on another consecutive clean sweep. So fantastic results there. Well done to Blake Warboys. And on the podium tonight, P2 Anthony Visma and P3 Michael Schroeder. And then that concludes the V8 Supercars for this series. And then it will be until next year as well. We will be back next week for a little mini series just to round out the year. So just a bit of fun in the street stocks. So that's 3 of the cars, all at the same levels. And that will be 2 ovals and a road course. So it's going to be some good fun in these cars. They do quite well on the circuits as well as the ovals. It'd be great if we can see a good field out there just all getting amongst it just to round out the rest of the year's racing for Apex Esports League. So a big thank you for tuning in tonight. Hopefully we can see you for the start of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Street Stock Cup next week. So that'll be Monday 2nd of December, live from 7:35 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time. If you want to get involved in our racing, it is all free. There's no registration for this. It's just jump straight in, turn up and race, and have some fun with us all, and then get on the broadcast as well. It'd be great to be able to see some good numbers and then plenty of supporters tuning in for it. So thank you for supporting this series and the league. And a big thank you also to our sponsors and partners, Pagnian Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Dubby, Fanatic, Stump Grinding Central Coast, Razor, and Chubby Buns Burgers. Once again,